All right, everybody. I'm calling into my friend AC Mike. The words you just heard spoken were the first words that I've said in 7 hours. So I'm hoping my voice will hold up. We'll see. I'm calling in now. I'm going to invite him to join us via video. Hey, it's Frank Morano. What's going on with AC Mike? Thank you. How's everybody's Friday going? Good? Meanwhile, as I'm waiting to connect with AC Mike, I hope everybody is having a good Friday. Getting ready to go pick up Carmine in a few minutes, and then I got a boatload of things to do. Neil, number one. Of course, you're number one. And then we'll see what else. Robert Guzzi checking in. Paulie Nugent checking in. Hey. Getting ready. I'm on hold now. AC Mike's going to join us via video as well. Have some water. I think tonight or this afternoon, because it gets dark in the afternoon now, we may take a drive over to Holmdel, New Jersey for this outdoor Christmas display. I don't know if anybody's ever been to that before, but Noam Layden was telling me this morning that he's been with one of his children, and he really liked it. They had a good time. So when they were young, obviously. So I'm hoping Carmine likes it. That's our plan. So then tomorrow we got the return of the WWE Saturday Night Main Event with Jesse Ventura, which apparently is going to include a lot of throwback people: Coco Beware, Greg Valentine, Ted DiBiase, Jimmy Hart. Stacy, great show last night. Thank you. Thank you for calling in, Stacy. I thought you were great. See, now I don't have any more of those Curtis steroids that he gave me, so we'll see how long my voice lasts. I'm trying to stay hydrated. Oh, Rich Castaldo checking in. There's a blue phone indeed. Oh, the love Patricia McFeely checking in. Hello. Daughter of the lovely Maureen McFeely. No, I think it is blue. I think you're right. Oh, there's AC Mike checking in.
Call in and join the conversation at 609-927-1100. And now, here's AC Mike.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the show. So glad you're with us this Friday afternoon. Listen, those Marky Ramone tickets still out there. Tropicana tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Give a call. We'll take the first caller, 609-927-1100, 609-927-1100. We're going to drop back to the late 70s and early 80s with Marky Ramone of the Ramones. Listen, we're talking with our friend, contributor to the AC Mike Show, and had got his own show here on WOND, as well as 77 WEBC in New York City. Frank Morano. Frank, welcome to the show, my man.
AC Mike, how are you, brother? It's great to talk to you. Happy Friday. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Frank.
That's right. There you go. Right. You got to use that one. Let's patent that one. Thank God it's Frank. Love it. Listen, Frankie, so much going on. And I want to thank you for joining us again for the second time. Know that sleep is important, and what you do throughout the night and is unmatched, man.
Thank you, man.
And you know what? More credit to your listeners, because they're up and they're in a mass listening there and feeding, you information and your Morano's Facebook hate page and whatever it is. I love it, man. All the interaction.
I appreciate that, and yeah, they deserve all the credit because without them, I'd be talking to myself. But secondly, boy, the energy that they have at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm listening to them. They're prepared to talk about anything from Christmas decorations to healthcare reform. I said, oh boy, I got to take a few energy pills from you. I don't know what you're doing during the day, but clearly, yeah, no, they're great, and we really owe a lot to them. A lot of them watching us, on Facebook now at facebook.com/Morano fan. They can see a live video of AC Mike in the flesh. And no, they really, they give me so much, not only ideas for content, quite frankly, but a lot of inspiration because I hear so many things from people who have to be up in the middle of the night. And they say that, our little silly show helps them get through a tough time. I got a message from a caller. I don't know if she wants her name mentioned, but she calls in from time to time. And she just had, a car accident. And she was talking about how she was at urgent care and then another doctor. She's got an infection because of surgery and 5 prescriptions. She's working Uber Eats. And I said, I'm sorry that you're going through that. And she said, look, you and your show keep me positive. Thanks. I'm not really sure what I would do, if I didn't have you to listen to at night. So when you get messages like that, it really makes you feel like you're doing something more than just, saying goofy stuff on the radio for 4 hours a day.
And you do say some goofy stuff, but I love it though. And it's the real deal stuff, and it's coming from, and it's Frank Morano. That's the best part of it. And your listenership so nice. And I was listening to you this morning. I was one of those folks, got up at about 2:15, and I should have reached out to you or whatever.
Oh yeah, you should have called in. That would have been great.
Couldn't sleep, and I'm just sitting there on the couch, and the tree's lit, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? I don't want to put the news back on because I watched it at 11, and the same old Fox and CNN and MSNBC. Oh, Frankie's on, so I just was listening in.
I'm so pleased to hear that. Yeah, I feel like our show in the middle of the night, it's a good bridge between the news and a Simpsons cartoon, right? We'll tell you what's going on. If the world ends, you're going to know it. But if you're looking to just chill out for a couple of hours and not worry about the heaviest topics of the day, you can hear me talk about the return of Jesse Ventura to the WWE tomorrow night.
The body, I love it. Hey, listen, if any of your callers ever want to call in while we're on 609-927-1100, give a call, and we'll be here for you and put you on. Listen, Frank, I want to jump into a couple of things here. I know we exchanged some notes to go back and forth a little bit, but Mayor Adams meeting with the border czar, kind of like stepping back and just saying, and he's been talking about it as well throughout the past few months. Hey, maybe I think I made a mistake. But
yeah,
kudos to him and doing the right thing for the people of New York City. R's, D's, I's, unaffiliated.
Yeah, look, obviously a lot of, being from South Jersey, both in New York and New Jersey, a lot of people can be pretty cynical about what the mayor's real motives are. A lot of folks are saying that because the mayor has this criminal indictment, possibly another one on the way, that maybe he wants President Trump to drop the charges or give him a pardon if he is convicted. Maybe that's true. And he did make a lot of missteps with this whole migrant crisis at the get-go, and he's got to own that. That being said, I love what he's doing now. I love the things that he's been saying for the last 10 months. And, just in his defense, and again, I'm not excusing the poor handling that the mayor had of this early on. There was not 60,000 of these people coming in and occupying city shelters every month when he first started this. We started as a couple hundred, then a couple of thousand. Now, a lot of this was foreseeable, but what the mayor's doing now, I think, stands in stark contrast to what we're seeing from Mayor Brandon Johnson in Chicago, where they're vowing to be defiant. Now, I'm thinking of this. Defiant over what? You have people that don't even legally belong in the country that you're going to be defiant about protecting once they commit crimes? Now, they say in New York, now it's probably not as many in Chicago, but in New York, they say there are maybe as many as 60,000 illegal aliens or migrants who have committed a crime. Now, think about that. These are crimes, and the mayor of Chicago is saying we're not going to commit. We're not going to cooperate with federal law enforcement. Now, look, if you saw that interview that President Trump did on Meet the Press on Sunday, which I actually thought he was at his best. I thought it was a very good interview. It's clear he doesn't want to break into hotels and deport the maintenance staff. He doesn't want to go into restaurants and get rid of the busboys. He doesn't want to take people that came here when they were 2 years old and are now 25 and only know this as their country and get them out of here. What the number one priority for Homan, for Trump, and for Mayor Adams seems to be getting rid of the criminals.
Right.
How can anybody be opposed to that? And yet, I don't know what political constituency Mayor Brandon Johnson thinks he's playing to by openly saying he's not going to cooperate. So kudos to the mayor. I think it's great what he's doing, and I hope other blue city mayors take a cue from him on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the number was 466,000 or 366,000. I don't have the number on front of me, but known that they were criminals,
Right.
Murder and burglary and all the, and so they're running around on top of, I get it. And I'm with you, Frankie. And by the way, I think President elect Trump has been, and I'm not putting this out there as a joke or busting chops, presidential. Very
I'm so glad that you said that, Mike, because I noticed that also. At the stock exchange yesterday, I think it was yesterday, maybe it's I've lost track of what day. Yeah, yesterday was Thursday. So this is the beginning of my day, folks. Bear with me. So when Jim Cramer teed up for him that question about the economy and said, "Oh, well, do you think things are going to go a lot better than what's happening now, and people are going to have more confidence?" This was a perfect chance for him to take a right hook to President Biden and everything he's doing. He didn't. He just said, "I'm not going to talk about what's happening now, but I really think things are going well." The same thing with his comments to Time Magazine about the transgender issue. They asked him about, what's happening with transgender things. And, he said the responsible thing, which is, look, this is not a thing that affects very many people. Then they said, this transgender Congresswoman, Sarah McBride, thinks that, we have more important things to worry about. Do you agree? And you wouldn't have thought that Mr. Bravado, Mr. Play to the cheap seats, Donald Trump, is ever going to say, "Yeah, I agree with the transgender Congresswoman," but he did,
Right.
because it is something that affects so few people, and I give Trump credit for that. Then I mentioned Meet the Press. He said, we'll work out a deal, and on the Dreamers, the people that came here as children. So on issue after issue, I think you're seeing forget about the substance, which, I happen to agree with more often than not, but just in tone, you're seeing a much more restrained, I would say, statesman-like figure than what we've seen previously. I think part of that has to do with there's a weight lifted off his shoulders,
Right.
because he doesn't have to worry about these criminal prosecutions, and because no one's going to be questioning his victory this time around. I think, honestly, part of it, and maybe this is me over psychoanalyzing someone, that I barely know, some of it has to do with him surviving multiple assassination attempts. I have to think that there's something that even for the biggest of egos, and you remember that was his bar at the Trump Taj Mahal, the ego,
Right.
that there's something that makes you a little bit more humble.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Hey, folks, we're talking with Frank Morano. We're going to take a quick break, Frank. We're going to get this in there. When we come back, I want to talk about Luigi Mangione. What's going on there? I mean, we got him. He's there. And just the craziness of this guy being some sort of folk hero now, not to everybody, but with what's going on. I mean, murder or, it's murder, right? I mean, you shoot somebody. Not a good thing. So we'll be back with that. And then, of course, Daniel Penny, I want to touch on when we get back.
Sounds good, brother.
Folks, we'll be right back with Frank Morano. Be right back.
All right. I'll talk to you guys in the meantime. Let me know if you have any feedback. Oh, Dr. Joe Galati checking in. Dr. Galati was great this morning. If you didn't get to hear any of his interview, check out the podcast, fmwabc.com. I see Verna Lauria checking in. Verna, I didn't see you at the last community board meeting. Oh, Liquid Lunch TV checking in. John, I may have no plans tonight. I may be free tonight. Let me know if you want to, catch up in the neighborhood. There's a lot that I'd love to catch up with you about. A lot of my normal Friday night crew is no longer available. Call in. John, call in. I think it's 609 927-1100. Remember, a lot of the audience is South Jersey. 609-927-1100 here. But yeah, Rachel kicks me out of the house when, she needs, when I'm annoying, or when she does her annual Home Alone tradition of getting one cheese pizza just for her. But I think a lot of my Friday night people
Thank you, Ben.
are unavailable. So I was going to lock myself in my office and just get stuff done for New Year's Eve and for,
Celebrate
a bunch of other things.
somehow. Not too much.
Yeah, John, I think they do care about the drone situation. So those of you that are watching on Facebook, please be so good as to share. I see there's 6 of you there. Michael Palermo, Christina Riker, Neil, of course. On YouTube, we got John Paul checking in. Please like, comment, and share if you could. That really helps us spread the visibility of the show.
Worries. We'll catch up next week.
And John, I'm gonna, if you do join, I'm gonna text you our link to join us live via video as well.
347 area code.
And if you don't call in, just connect on video anyway, and we'll chat on video. So Dr. Joel Galati was great. We talked about obesity, talked about Ozempic, liver disease. And if you didn't hear that, just go to fmwabc.com and you can absolutely check out this morning's show. If you are watching on Facebook, please be so good as to subscribe to the page. 99 cents a month. It is the best 99 cents a month you will spend. Sunday, I will be the honoree at the Italian American Civil Rights League with John Tobacco. I think is going to be there. John, are you going to be there? Let me know. I don't know what to expect, honestly. This is the first event of its kind in the modern era, so we'll see. Hopefully, things turn out better for me than they did it with Joe Colombo. Mike alluded to the Facebook group. You want to join that Facebook group? Go ahead. Facebook.com/group/Radio Morano. See, this is what I don't understand about the Facebook algorithm. There's only 7 people watching on Facebook right now. Why? There are other days at this time of the afternoon where there's 50 people watching. Why does it do that? Is there an anti-AC Mike agenda on Facebook? I don't think so. I'm still Mike to share. I can't communicate with him right now because he's using his phone to film. That's why I'm relying on you guys, the 6 of you watching on Facebook, or 7, to share, get people to watch. I think we're coming back. By the way, I'm finalizing arrangements for New Year's Eve today. If I don't see you, John, I'm just going to lock myself in the room here and work on that. Anybody watching that is planning, that has nothing to do on December 30th, please be so good as to come. Join me in Atlantic City this New Year's Eve. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's always fun. A lot of commercials. Jeez. AC Mike must be making a mint here. What is the story with these drones, man? This is crazy. I really found that explanation by Admiral John Kirby yesterday ridiculous, quite frankly. I can't believe anybody takes that seriously. Blue Castle 9 on Instagram saw the drone at Rockaway Beach. Any video, Blue Castle? Lou Castle, post that photo or email it to me.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the Midday Show, the other side of midnight, 77 WABC and WOND radio host Frank Morano joins us each Friday. Frankie, I just wanted to jump into this Mangione situation. What's going on there? Pandemonium has broken loose on the internet, on the social media. It's crazy. What's going on?
Well, look, I mean, it's a sad situation all around.
Yeah.
It's sad for obviously the family of Brian Thompson. It's sad for this family of Luigi Mangione, who apparently the family is just a great family that people, especially in the Maryland area, have nothing but great things to say about. And it's sad whenever anybody gets murdered, but nobody hates their health insurance company more than me. I'm staring at a stack of bills from of stuff that I should not have been charged for.
As he shows us them.
My wife has an even higher stack of stuff that's supposed to be covered, but they send you a bill for, and they hope that you're not going to contest it. So that you just have to sit there and take it. Oh, well, wait a minute. This is supposed to be covered. Oh, well, you didn't appeal within 30 days of the denial of your coverage. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't tell us our coverage was denied. We told the health insurance. Well, we told your healthcare provider. Oh, well, they didn't tell us. Sorry, you just got to pay us $2,000 now. Well, I don't have $2,000. Oh, well, you can work out a payment plan. So I understand the frustration that people have with their health insurance companies. I also understand it from the other side. You know, my father, who's retired now, he was a health insurance executive, pretty prominent one in New York for 35 years. And I don't think he did the kind of things that United is doing, but there was a lot of hostility between them and the doctors. But what is it's sick, quite frankly, is the people that are celebrating this guy as some sort of folk hero, some sort of Robin Hood, before he was caught, saying, don't cooperate with authorities, don't turn this guy in. Even the comparisons to him being a vigilante, I saw on CNN, they were comparing him to Daniel Penny, the guy on the subway, who I don't think is a vigilante. It's crazy. Crazy. This guy's not a vigilante. He's a murderer. Now, is he a murderer because, he's mentally ill because of some drugs that he was on from his back pain? We'll see. But he's certainly not the modern day Robin Hood. It's really disgusting that the statement that United put out on Facebook, that 2/3 of the comments and reactions were positive and people laughing. Again, I don't know anything about Brian Thompson as a person, but he's still a father, a husband, and a son. It's ghoulish.
Yeah, it definitely is. I wish we could have more time to talk about that and what the mindset of some folks are, if it's just for views or just how they really feel. But it's disgusting. I think, again, for the not knowing anything about him, but the family murder, attempted, alleged murder, whatever you want to call it, it's just crazy. Real quick, Penny. I mean, you mentioned it. We got about 3 minutes, Frankie. Talk to us about that. I mean, it deliberated for such a long amount of time. And, it's come out to what it was. I just seen him on Judge Janine a night or two ago. Your thoughts, sir?
Well, look, I wasn't there for the trial, but based on what I read and based on the accounts that I heard of the witnesses, I think the jury absolutely made the right verdict, made the right decision. I think it's really absurd that Alvin Bragg, the DA in Manhattan, even brought this case. I mean, there's so many real criminals that don't get prosecuted in Manhattan. This is the one guy that's trying to help others that we're going to prosecute. I thought it was shameful. And I know we got to go, Mike, but my very special guest Sunday afternoon on WOND is going to be WOND owner Paul Kelly. So we all better tune in. Everybody on WOND better tune in. Otherwise, you may not have a show. Everybody listening to WOND better tune in because we might not have a station afterwards. So that's an order from on high. Everybody's got to tune in.
Tune in. Make sure
we're talking football.
I'm going to leave it here at the studio for the other radio host throughout the afternoon and the weekend. Listen, Frankie, we appreciate you. Paul Kelly, great guy, great voiceover guy. You'll find out. And you can hit him up with some WWE type stuff. He's a big fan, as well as concerts and whatnot. Listen, let folks know where they can hear you and what you do, and please do so on social as well.
I appreciate that. People can check out the podcast wherever they are in the world. FMWABC.com, FMWABC.com, easy to remember. Or you can just search The Other Side of Midnight on any podcast app. Thank you as always, Mike. Call me over the weekend. I want to catch up with you on a bunch of stuff. We got to get some prep going for New Year's Eve. I'm a little behind.
Love it. You got it. I was just talking to Mr. Milai this morning about it, and why we'll be calling you this weekend. Hey, folks, want to thank each and every one of you for joining us all week long. It's you, the callers, our guest, as Frankie Morano, producers, listeners that bring the AC Mike Show and all our shows here on WOND to life. Have a great weekend. Live, work, play, AC. And Dan Klein up next. Adios, partner.
Bye, Mike. Okay, I'm hanging up. Removing AC Mike. All right. So that was fun. Short and sweet. I'm getting ready to go pick up Carmine. I don't know if John Tobacco is going to try and connect right now. But let's see. Okay. Which radio station? That was WOND, Stacy. That was Talk 1400 in South Jersey, or you can find them online at WONDradio.com. Great radio station. I really am pleased to be on that station. So, all right. Unless anybody has any questions, I'm going to go get ready to pick up Carmine. And then I have a lot of work to do. Any questions? Thank you for everybody that tuned in this morning. I thought it was a really good show, considering I was nervous about even being able to make it through the show with respect to my voice. But thankfully we did. Curtis gave me a couple of those steroids. But it's always dangerous with Curtis because, I wanted to go to bed when I got home. And it's about 20 to 7. And Curtis texted me, hey, how did those XYZ pills work out? And I said, oh, great. You were a lifesaver. Thank you. So then he took that as a cue to call me and spend 35 minutes on the phone. I should have just told him I had no voice. Neil says, your caption says, follow me on Twitter. It should be follow me on X. No one calls it X. It's Twitter. It's ridiculous that they still expect people to, in the papers, they still say X, formerly known as Twitter. Just call it Twitter. It's Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. I still call it the Grumman's Chinese Theater. Murray, good luck with your health. Single malt Scott, single malt baby. Murray, I don't know that I have any, I'm not sure if I'm, I'll make my way out somewhere today and I'll have a glass of single malt scotch in your honor. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's age, but I find that a lot of the scotches, even really all kind of whiskey, but even good ones, I get a little heartburn now when I drink them. So I've been staying away from them. Maybe the key is just not to have 6 of them. Maybe that's the key. I don't know. But I'll give one a shot. All right. Oh, Mrs. Hoff checking in. Hello, Mrs. Hoff. Hope you're doing well. I know you had a cold or something too. Good. Blue Castle sent me the drone photo via email. All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to pick up Carmine. Everybody watching, please share, please like, please comment. If you're on Facebook, please subscribe to the Facebook page, facebook.com/become-supporter/Morano fan. My wife just asked me to send her money for tips and for Christmas gifts. But we can only do that if people subscribe. Oh, I want to thank Donna, my newspaper delivery person. I don't usually get the newspaper during the week, the advance, which my beloved wife used to work for. But Donna, this is what I was saying. This is why she's one of the people that deserves a tip. But she said she's refusing to accept one this year. I've never met somebody that refuses to accept a tip. 2 people. The best express bus driver in all the world, Larry, If you ever have an express bus driver named Larry, glasses, lives in Pennsylvania, wears gloves usually, wonderful guy. I tried to tip him one year. This is going back years. Refused to accept it. And Donna refused to accept. She sent me this article, CB3 found in violation of certain laws and regulations. And I got to thank Councilman Joe Borelli's office for this. And I have to thank Borough President Vito Fosella's office for, remaining steadfast in I don't even say backing me. It's not like they're doing me a favor, but in making the community boards adhere to the open meetings law and meeting in person. Yesterday, for instance, we had this great meeting, this great briefing on what's going on with, the what they call a BMP, the best management practice to enhance effectiveness of this storm and sewer and water main project. Really interesting. It's going to be a $14.5 million project. And it was great to have a briefing about that. And I'll tell you, having all the board members there in person, they felt so much more comfortable asking questions because they didn't have to press a button, wait to be recognized, wait for someone to see them, and then sit there. Oh, my question is, what is that over there? They're able to see things on the map. The people from DEP, making the presentation, they were able to do it. The folks from DEP were great. Mario Bruno came. I hadn't seen him in a while. But and members of the public came that live in the affected area. And they had a lot of insight that we wouldn't have even known about if these weren't in-person meetings. So to me, I was a little bit of a villain Tuesday night on the at the community board meeting because we had this in-person meeting and we didn't do anything. Nothing happened. And I was just looking around and said, who is the buffoon that tried to get these meetings in person? And then yesterday's meeting, perfect example of why the meetings should be in person. Stacy asks, how do I pay the 99 cents? I want to support you. Stacy, I think you may already be a supporter, but if you're not, you can on Facebook under the comments box, scroll to the bottom and, there should be a means and click let me remove Stacy's comment here. Click the subscribe button. So under the comments, scroll to the bottom, click the subscribe button. But I think you may already subscribe. But it's the best 99-cent investment you will ever make, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I'm going to go pick up Carmine. Mrs. Hoff says give her a Christmas candle. Oh, for Donna, our newspaper person? That's good. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Good. By the way, I saw on the Facebook that yesterday was the anniversary of your giving your kidney to a coworker. That is great. And really, we have a lot of listeners, and I'm not joking here, basically like I'm joking. We have a lot of listeners that need a kidney. I have a list of about a dozen that they're on in the line for a kidney, but they could use one. So if anybody wants to give a kidney away to one of these really great folks, email me and I'll connect you with one of these people, and it would be a really great thing. You could save a life, and as far as I'm concerned, you could do a lot of other bad stuff, and everyone still has to be nice to you because you really saved a life. How many people could say that? So if you want to email me, if you have a kidney to give away, we could use it. frank.morano@redappleaudionetworks.com. Just include kidney in the subject and we'll give it away. All right. You only need one. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll probably do one of these videos tomorrow. I'll see you on the radio.